Okay, guys, so long before everyone in this room was born, myself included, 98-year-old Miriam Moscowitz was accused of associating with people giving secrets to the Soviet Union. Now, after she did 2 years in jail, 60 years she's been living with this, she decided that as one of the things she wants to do before she passes on, she wants her name cleared.
It's been like a shroud around me, and I don't want it. And I'm at the end of my life. I want it cleaned up.
So I spent the morning in Bergen County speaking to this fascinating woman. She admits that she was associated with two men who, in fact, were likely passing on information to the Soviet Union. She even worked for one of them, Abe Brothman, but she said that her conviction was just part of this whole anti-communism hysteria that existed at the time.
It was a terrible time. It was an irrational time. People were sitting back thinking all of this is true. It was not. It was a campaign.
So the new development is that Ms. Moskowitz is now in court fighting to clear her name because newly unsealed documents show that one of the people who testified against her repeatedly said that she knew nothing.
Harry Gold said one thing to the FBI, and he said another thing on the witness stand when he was facing the death penalty.
Miriam also admits that she was having an affair at the time with her boss, and that became tabloid fodder. Something else that was out there confusing people and making it into the paper was that...
I had no business doing what I did. This guy was married.
Okay.
It was unconscionable.
So after her court hearing earlier this week, it's now in the hands of the government. Initially, the government asked for more time to review whether or not they even want to fight this case going forward. Keep in mind, she's 98 years old.
You know, this does sound like the things that movies are made of, because it is. It's got romance, it's got crime, it's got drama, it's got everything. But I want to know, like, how is she truly affected by these accusations and being charged with that crime?
She's very guarded in how she interacts with people, and she says she just wants that off of her record and her conscience.
She felt like there was a cloud over her head, but there was a cloud over the country at the time. We're talking about the 50s. We're talking about people being fearful that World War III would break out because of the U.S.-Soviet tensions. So she got caught up with it, but the guy she was having an affair was a spy.
There is a lot of evidence that he at least was aware that information was being passed on.
Who has the power to clear her name? Is it the FBI? Who's she actually going to, and what can they do 60 years later?
It's in court right now, so the judge is determining whether or not there's enough evidence to overturn it. The government is determining whether or not they'll push forward with the case. So right now you kind of sit back and wait to see what happens.